All right, and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Two Girls Trying Not to Quit. We are so happy to have you here. And today we have a very special topic, especially for young girls in their 20s who just want to make some extra money, which Audrey and I are experts on, because, of course, who doesn't want some extra money, guys? Let's be real. Audrey, so what's the topic for today? You want to say it?
We are looking at side hustles, which, for anyone who's not familiar with a side hustle, your mind's about to be blown, first off. But it's it's anything outside of your day job where you're making that extra bit of income.
Exactly. Which apparently 39% of Americans have a side hustle. And the number is even higher for younger generations like millennials and Gen Z. As a fun fact, the average side hustle earns about $885 per month, though many people start with, much smaller amounts, of course. And there's many different things. But specifically on this podcast, we're going to focus on the top 10 side hustles specifically for women. Of course, we are women. We should honestly have a guy come in here at some point in
It
time.
will happen, but it's two girls trying not to quit, so we need two guys who are trying not to
Exactly.
quit.
Exactly. They need their own podcast. They
There
need to
we
do it on
go.
their
Put it
own.
out there. Put it in
Yes,
the universe.
exactly. Yeah, so we're
But
going to focus on women, but before we get into the top 10, I want to hear a little bit about Audrey, what was your first side hustle and when did you start thinking about making more money outside of your job?
I have always been a salesperson, always been money hungry. I think I was probably like 8 or 10, and I was throwing dances in my bedroom and selling tickets to my family. So
Oh,
very
oh,
early
I got
on.
concerned a little bit there when you said I was throwing dances and selling them. I was like, wait a minute,
No, no,
at
no,
10
very
years old.
PG. I was when I was younger, I was like ballet, tap, all that for like 10 plus years. So
Okay.
we used to be a
Thank you
dancer.
for the clarification. It was needed.
Yeah, no, at 8, I had a pole in the middle of my room, and she just,
She was just getting it down.
exactly, exotic dancing is a career for that is a side hustle. Not made the top 10, but it is a side hustle. So,
I don't even
um,
know if it's a side hustle. It's a hustle,
it is a
period.
career. Anyways, not the topic we're going on today. When was kind of the first time that you started?
Yeah, so I actually, so I was gonna say I started when I started network marketing. That was my first official side hustle. But then I started looking back in time and I realized that I started a lot earlier. Actually, my mom in Cuba used to travel to different countries and get merchandise, and that's why she sold it in Cuba. And I remember grabbing things and selling them at school. So makeup, shirts, clothes. I would grab it, put it in my backpack, and I would sell it in school to my students, my
As you
what do you
should.
call them? My friends,
Your cohort.
literally. And I was always, and they were like, "Okay, what do you have today?" I was like, huh, "Let me show you what I have today."
You were like a little drug dealer, but with like candy and stuff.
Yes, with makeup. I was selling dreams and fairy dust. Yeah, so that's when I started, and I actually did very well. I was just selling stuff for my mom, and I actually got, a little bit of profit, under the table there. And then here, officially, I moved to the US, and when I was 19, I started in a network marketing company, which is a side hustle. You make a little bit extra income every month. Of course, there's people who take it way out there and actually make a whole business out of it. Don't have any complaints on the business. Had a great experience with the people that I surrounded myself with. I learned so much. They installed so much personal development into me, which I'm super appreciative of. I finally left that. I'm not in there anymore. But while I was there, I was making, some extra money on the side, especially in the beginning. I ran with it and I was selling left and right to my coworkers, to my family, to everybody. I was selling, again,
Were
makeup,
you
like
selling
energy
Cutco
drinks,
knives?
vitamins. I was selling everything and I had a great time doing it, honestly. I think there's a negative connotation when it comes to it. Everything you can do to make extra income for you and your family, and especially if you're not doing harm to anybody and you're
Nothing
doing it,
illegal
with
here.
morals and ethics, anything you do is fair game. You go ahead. All right, so let's get right into the top 10 hustle ideas for women. And of course, I believe there's no surprise
I'll
to
say
number
drum roll
one,
for
which
number
is,
one.
I know everybody knows this, is content creation, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and there's a couple of things that go into content creation. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Audrey?
Yeah, because there's a variety of ways it can come through. Just, you have your brand deals, your affiliate links, and all, of course, gives you a range of what you could actually get. um, Paid partnerships, you have the ads, but then you have the whole digital space as well, the online, you connect your digital products and things of that sort. So there's a lot of ways that you can do it, but it's whether or not you're one of the top influencers to actually be able to make that. Because there's plenty of influencers out there. It's just whether or not and what platform you're going to be on to actually get
Exactly.
compensated.
And something I want to point out is that you don't need to be an influencer to make money through content creation. There, as we said, there's affiliate links, there's digital products that you can do faceless, you can do paid partnerships through UGC, which is user generated content, which you don't have to be an influencer. There's multiple platforms out there that you can get deals from with no followers at all, and they will pay you good money. Like I know people, we have friends who make a full-time income just doing UGC. So it's very doable. So I'm actually starting to do that right now, which is very exciting. I just got my first paid deal this week. So that's a little win for me.
That's why you keep going. You
Yay.
don't quit, because how many how
Ex-
many did it take for you to actually get to that point?
yeah, honestly, I started taking it seriously in the beginning of the year, so January, and I was very slow with it, honestly. Like I did my portfolio, making the portfolio was very quick, but then I didn't take any action and actually like pitch into brands or stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
on me. So if you want to make something work, you got to put in the work, you
That's how
know.
it is. Can't spread yourself
Um,
too thin doing side hustles either.
exactly.
So
Exactly. But it is definitely an opportunity, a very good opportunity. If you want to learn more about it, there's tons and tons of videos on YouTube. And I know there's people out there, selling courses and stuff. That also helps if you really need the help. If you do, like my friend Adriel, he's amazing. I need to give his Instagram out because he's really good at what he does and he can help you guys out. But there's also a ton of free content on YouTube and Instagram that you can watch and you don't have to pay for if you don't have the resources too. All right, so moving on to number two, Audrey, you want to take it from here?
yes, we have our lovely virtual assistant. So a lot of different options that you can go down. I mean, remote, there's just a variety of things that you can do anyways. But just being able to reach out to someone and be like, hey, what do you need? And you're running their emails, or even like their setting, their different funnels, their social media, diving into anywhere where you can help assist, especially as millennials, Gen Z, helping that generation that maybe hasn't used social media. Now we can come in and help them out, make their time easier and with their area of expertise. So it's pretty cool what we can do now that maybe someone didn't have the opportunity to do when they were our age. I mean, with that, do you think like remote work and online businesses are changing of how women are working?
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you look at young women now, apparently all they want is like the remote Pilates matcha lifestyle. Honestly, I don't relate because I
No
hate
Pilates
Pilates
bodies. We like
and I
curves.
hate matcha, so I cannot relate. But it is very popular among this generation of women that lifestyle. Oh, remote work. I want to go to Bali. I want to go here. I want to go there. Very, very
I'll take the second half
popular.
of that.
Yeah, it's very popular and there's nothing wrong with that. You can do whatever you want to do and we're giving you these ideas whether you want to do that lifestyle or you want to just make a little bit of extra income for your family or for you or you are perfectly comfortable in your corporate job, which we hate on all the time. But I know there's people out there who love their corporate jobs and their security and there's nothing wrong with that. So if you just want to do something extra, either to explode your creativity and do something else, or whether you want more income because you have a goal that you want to hit, there's nothing wrong with that. So you
Because
can
there's
do whatever it is they want.
more ways to fill your time. I mean, we have number 3 on the list, so I don't know if you want to hit that one off.
Yeah, so number three, it's freelance writing and copywriting. And if you're thinking, oh, hell no, I cannot write for anything in my life, girls, is the AI revolution era. We have ChatGPT. So this is going to be your best friend. This is actually one of the easiest things you could do because you don't have to actually do it. AI will do it for you. Either ChatGPT, Gemini, call it what you want, Claude. There's so many different
Well,
options out there,
Chad is
and
our
most
friend,
of them, exactly, and most of them are free. So you can literally start writing blogs, websites, newsletter, brand descriptions for businesses that they don't want to spend the time doing this. You can do it for them, and you can use ChatGPT to do it for you, and it can take you an hour to do what you usually would take an actual copywriter doing the work by hand days. You can do it
Yeah.
in 1 hour.
It's pretty cool too, because any of these things that we're going through too, you can go to one of those resources and be like, hey, teach me how to do this, condense this down, whatever the case is, and
Hmm.
learn those tools like UGC and things of that sort, and just use the tools that you have at your fingertips to learn and speed things up. And that's
Exactly.
the advantage point that we have is being immersed in this, is that we can help the people who maybe aren't as immersed in AI and incorporate these things into, make yourself an asset, make yourself valuable. So
I love what you said. Make yourself an asset. That's you nailed it right on the head.
yeah.
All right. So number four, we have social media management. And Audrey, I want you to touch on this one because you are starting an offer of a fitness offer actually. How, as a business owner that you are, and you're obviously you're growing the business, think about it when you have your business up and running and you have multiple clients and you're making six-figure months and more. Imagine how much like a social media management person would help you out.
Well, it would be extremely helpful because I'm still learning the social media aspect. Like my brain is wired for sales. When it comes to the marketing side, that's still a piece, it's a muscle we're growing. And that would be extremely helpful because there's just a lot to go into it and just being creative and thinking of different ideas and the hooks. And then you have the ad side, and there's a lot to build out for it. And you have the static and the carousels and this and the that. And that's just one platform. There's so many platforms too. Like me and TikTok, we have not gotten familiar yet. I
Honestly,
do,
same. TikTok is like a whole new world for me.
yeah, I just,
We
COVID
are a
happened and
disappointed. We are a disappointment to the Gen Zs.
we're like old Gen Zs, deep down.
Not really. We're 23 and 24. We should be on that ball a long time ago, but we're not. But you know what? We're getting better every single day.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I live under a rock. Like my sister's really up with the times and is on TikTok and such. And she's older than me and says things. I'm like, I don't even know the lingo that you're speaking right now. Like, where have
Same.
I been living?
I feel the
So,
same.
but that's a really cool area, especially for someone that maybe doesn't know how to run those platforms or is more of a Facebook person. Being able to step in and guide them and grow those skills. Sometimes we don't realize what skills that we have that can help someone else. Like something that may be easy for us. We're like, oh yeah, this is fine. That we could be making someone else's life so simple. Like I've run my parents' social media before for their
Exactly.
businesses. And for them, it
And
was like, I
earning
don't know what to
money
do.
while you do that.
Yeah. Yeah. That I didn't earn money on, but
Exactly.
So figuring out where your skill set's going to put you most valuable and maximize your time and someone else's time. So, and that's where number 5 comes in. Of if you have something that you're good at, build it out. Build out a digital show someone else how to do it. Build a template. Sell that template. Um, Build a course. Like there's so many different ways that you can create
Hmm.
assets and then sell it online and have money
Exactly. I
flowing
do
into you
want to
passively.
exactly. I do want to touch on this point because out of the 10, I think this is the biggest one. The biggest opportunity, digital products. Because when you think of digital products, and I know you just mentioned templates, and I want to clarify what that is for people that don't know what just templates are. It could be a Notion template, it could be a Canva template, anything you can think of, a ClickUp template. If you don't know, these are like websites, organizational websites that you can build templates out and people buy them. So they go to organize whatever it is. You don't have to build it, you already built it for them. And it's actually relatively easy, and you can even do it with ChatGPT as well, because you can actually, ChatGPT can write code for you, and you can have it write the code for you, and you can put it, it builds it for you. You don't even have to build it, and you just put it out there and start selling it. Super simple. You can sell guides, you can sell planners, budget planners, whatever planner, meal prep, recipes, books on what's this website called? Not website, this platform, Pinterest. I know so many people who do so well selling this kind of stuff in Pinterest, also with affiliate links. And all of this is digital products. Like there's so much opportunity here. And now, of course, the monsters, online courses, and online offer where you coach somebody
Monsters,
else.
whatever do you mean?
Monsters, I mean, like it's big. This is where the big money. This is where the big money is. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. not a year, a month. Now, for this, of course, you need to have a little bit more of a business mentality because it is a business. It's not just a little old course. Because if you're selling a course for a higher ticket amount, you're gonna have to provide a good service, and that's when it becomes a business. Now, the templates and the little digital products guide, a recipe book, whatever, those are lower ticket items that somebody's gonna buy and that's it. They're gonna forget about it. They're not gonna give you trouble for a $10 product or $7 product. But for a 500, 1,000, $3,000 course, you need to provide more. So it's gonna be a little bit more of a business than a side hustle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into number six as well as like more of the traditional products as well as like your physical products, less of the handbooks, the PDFs, things of that sort, of just going back and using your craft. Like you're creating art, bracelets,
Hmm.
candles, jewelry, you have different clothing pieces. If you knit, there's a lot of things that you can also
Yeah.
just create and put out in the world. Cookies, there's
Yeah, literally anything. And you can use Etsy as the platform to do this. Etsy, you can sell so many things on Etsy. And this one is a perfect one for the artsy, cutesy type of girlies that are very skilled in crafts and arts and crafts. I am not that type of girl.
same.
I will flop this side hustle so bad, but I know you guys are out there, and if you already enjoy doing it for yourself and for your family, might as well make a business out of it. If you have the art in you, you can sell jewelry, art, candles, any of that. Just go ahead and do it. It's so much simpler. And again, lots and lots of free content on how to do this step by step on YouTube. Do not need to go buy something. You can literally learn it all from YouTube,
You don't need to
but you do have
reinvent
to
the
put
wheel.
in the work. Exactly. You do need to put in the work as in anything else. Now, number seven, Miss Audrey, it's something that you should feel very identified with because it's fitness coaching or online coaching in general. And this kind of trickles down also into the digital product space. But this is like those offers and that coaching piece that I was mentioning before.
Yes, this is what I'm getting into. And I mean, I've been selling this for a while, but now I'm building out my own. And I cannot wait to just be able to see the transformation. Because when you sell, it's like cool. Like sometimes you do hear back from your clients. To be hands on with someone and seeing them progress, helping them make those mindset leaps. I'm so excited to do it. But if you
Amazing.
have an area of expertise, and it doesn't necessarily have to be fitness, fitness is a huge one, but online coaching in general, I mean, I've met coaches anywhere from career to anxiety to nutrition, dating, finance. There's even one that's like pickleball, volleyball, like very niche ones as well. Tutoring. There's a variety of coaches that are out there. So it's like if you have a talent and something that
Exactly.
people are reaching out to you, being like, hey, can you teach me how to do this? You could start an online offer. It is a little bit
Hmm.
more complex depending on how you build it out because you could have one on ones and modules and have the teaching process, make it into a mid ticket, big ticket, or high ticket, or even, a low ticket offer. There's a lot of variety that goes there. I'm starting one
Hmm.
in the fitness side, so I'm super excited to do that. But I'm a big side hustles girly, so this
Yeah,
is
I'm
right up my
excited
alley.
too for your offer. I'm your first customer. You're gonna build me a butt. So very excited for that.
Building a bigger booty.
Hey, it's never too much, I guess.
You want to be able to
um,
like sit something on top of it, and then that's how we know it's done. Your face
okay,
said no.
this podcast just turned completely off rails. Let's
Let's get back
continue
on the
on with the
rail.
side hustles. So, on that topic of online coaching and everything, if you don't want to build your own, there's ton of free, not free. There's ton of other, like, for example, apps that I found where you can provide coaching services. And actually, let's mention number eight right now as well because they're both kind of together. So number seven is fitness coaching or online coaching. You can create an offer. And then number eight is tutoring or teaching online. And two apps, I'm going to mention two apps just as an example of what this could look like that I found. So the first one is called Muse, and you can apply as a coach, and you don't need any sort of certification. But if you're someone who has an area of expertise, if you're good at talking to people about a specific topic, it could be self improvement, it could be mindset, it could be helping somebody. It's mostly um focused towards men, helping men with their confidence when talking to women, dating. And if you're someone who love and you think you're good, if you're talking to, your male friends and they told you you've helped them in something and you can help other people, you can literally sign up as a coach. It does have an annual fee, but it's very, very small. And you can literally coach people. And I think the minimum you earn per hour of coaching is 75 an hour. So if you're someone who loves to talk to others and help them out, this could be great. Another really good one is Preply, where if you know a different language, you can teach that language to somebody else and you can set your own rate based on your experience. Here, you kind of do need some type of expertise. Not really if you know how to market yourself, because you can also grab your own customers, but it's another great way to earn some extra money if you know another language and you want to teach. This is a great one. So Muse and Preply, again, some examples of how tutoring and teaching online would work, but there's tons of other options out there. So just look into it. Okay. Number 9, print on demand stores. Audrey, you want to take this one away?
I love this because I almost did this. I can't remember the platform I was going to do it on, but are you familiar with the platforms that you plug in a design and it could be a cup, a t-shirt, a pillow, and it's going to take care of it all for you.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting the name of it off the top of my head. It's like Printly or something of that sort. But there's a bunch out there where you can host and they will take care of all the shipping, the processing. You just like, even let's say if you're an artist, you can drag in your art and put it on there, or drag in your design. If you are a photographer, you bring that there and you can start making money. So
Yeah.
it just
So one of the
shows.
platforms is Printful.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we go.
Printful. I've heard of that one, so that one's very popular. There's also Amazon merch on demand. You can also do it through Amazon, and you can also do it with Shopify as well. There's something not exactly, I don't remember the exact steps, but you can do it with Shopify as well.
Yeah, so there's so many different ways that you can make money on the side. And these, even the ones that we're talking about, there's so many more. Um, the last one's honestly my favorite. Number 10, pet sitting, dog walking. A lot of my
We
friends actually
saved
do
the
this.
best for last.
100%. I mean, it's gonna boost your dopamine, make you happier, and you're gonna be making money. Like, what better option than doing it this way? And there's really easy apps to do it, like Rover, Wag, where you can just log in and there's all these options. You can see what's near in the area. You can pick them up like the day of or plan it in advance. So a lot of cool options that way, just to pick something up on the fly and have some extra cash in your pocket. So
Exactly. Because we're talking about, all types of side hustles. Of course, there are some on this list that are going to be more entrepreneurial driven, but there are some that you just want a couple extra bucks on the side of your job and you don't want it to take that much time. This is a great option for people opposite than me, because I would run away from dogs on the street.
I
So
was about to
this
say
is not a
this one
good
doesn't
one.
really work for you, but
This is not a good one for me. But if you're someone who loves pets and dogs and all that, this is great. For example, I have a friend back in Orlando. Her name is Kaylee. She actually does this on the side and she loves it. And she already has like her base customers, and she knows these dogs and she knows the house and the owners, and she has a great relationship with them. And when she has extra time, she just goes and pets it, and it's super easy and extra money on her pocket.
yeah. Yeah, it's nice when you can do the ones that you can just pick up quickly. Like some of the ones that aren't even on here, like Uber, DoorDash. Those are side hustles that you can pick up on the fly too. I think they have a time room that you like, once you do it, you have to do it for an hour or something of that sort. But whenever I run, especially on sales calls, and someone says they don't have the money, I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that they are full on lying, because if they wanted to, they would find a way.
If they wanted to, they would.
100%. And there's been so many calls where I'm coaching like some 50-plus-year-old guy who somehow does not have access to money at that age. And I'm like, you haven't done savings. You don't have, I mean, with weight loss, that's, if you don't have the mental strength to like keep yourself at it, probably that's going to fall through other areas of your life too. So then it's a game of like coaching and being, all right, these are the things that we need to step by step. We need to not eat out. We need to start some side hustle. If this is really a priority for you, you'll find a way.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we
To
just
what
went
you
through 10
said,
plus.
yeah, to what you said of like people not having the money and them lying, I believe a good majority of them does lie. But there's another part that they're telling the truth. And that is the scariest part because we just mentioned 10 different things that you can do. As a woman, of course, men can do this too. There's multiple different ways that you can make more money. And that even includes the traditional routes of changing careers, going back to school, finding something else. I am not a huge fan of, honestly, college. I am really not, especially in this world right now, because it really doesn't help a lot, especially with the AI and everything. Everything's changing, but there are options out there. If you want to study something else and make more money, there's definitely ways to do it. And people who were not like me, who were not born in this country at all, like I came here when I was 16, it could be very easy for me to have said, you know what, I don't know the language, I don't know anything, I'm just gonna do whatever, and I'm just gonna do terrible in life. But that's not the mentality you want to have. And when I see somebody that for real, they don't have the money, they're actually in debt, they're living paycheck to paycheck, which nothing wrong with that if you're figuring it out. But there's nothing wrong with being in that place, but there's something wrong with being comfortable staying in it because
Yeah.
there's so many stuff that you can do. So it's not acceptable for me when somebody's just like giving up on themselves because it's a form of giving up. And like, there's so much opportunity out there. You just got to try a little bit.
Yeah. And some people, it's just frankly, it's not even their fault. They just don't know what else to do and where to look. And that's why it's nice, like for you and I, even at a young age, we were getting resourceful and finding just like ways to make a different income. Some people that's just not ingrained where they just don't want to do that. And so that's why I like being able to package it. Like, here's some quick things that if you are in a pinch or you just want more of an income, you're looking at something you'd like to purchase, you want the shiny new glasses or whatever, figure out a way. Because if you really want it, you will find a way to do it.
All right. So, with that being said, we've reached the end of this podcast, and look at us going under 30 minutes. This is a miracle, guys. We made it. I
We're
think
not
this was
done
a
yet.
really good one. Okay, let's go 30 more minutes. Not really. This was a really good one. If you would like for us to do more content like this and maybe go in depth in a certain opportunity that we just mentioned, or maybe something else in the future, please let us know on our Instagram, to girls try not to quit, and go and follow us. We're almost at 100 followers, so that's a win for us as well. And yeah, we love you guys. Audrey, anything you want to say?
No, I'd say see you next Monday.
Okay, see you next Monday. Bye bye.